So Peter Jackson's movie trilogy got the Hobbit's drinking habits completely wrong. Hey, I'm Harrison, I'm a certified sommelier, huge fan of all things Tolkien, and your Mid-Earth Somm. So if you're a fan of the movies, you no doubt remember this notorious exchange at the Prancing Pony.
This, my friend, is a pint. It comes in pints?
However, according to the book, hobbits regarded a pint of ale as being the standard amount one should drink. Not just something that's reserved for the big folk, but something that everyone would commonly regard as like the standard unit to drink. They even said this:
There's some not far away that wouldn't offer a pint of beer to a friend if they lived in a hole with golden walls.
Honestly, isn't it kind of like ableist to say like, oh yeah, they're hobbits, so they must only drink like little half pints? No, you can be a half-sized person and be a full-on alcoholic. That's discrimination, and I don't stand for it. Now, if you want to split hairs, you could say that in the frame narrative, Tolkien is merely translating the Book of Westmarch for us as a modern audience, and so decided that the word pint would most closely align with the colloquial understanding of whatever word in Westron the hobbits were actually using. But then, why not just say mug of beer, or glass, or flagon, or just a beer? No, I think we need to take Tolkien very literally when he uses units of measurement. Meaning that yes, hobbits did drink pints. And honestly, doesn't that just align with what we know about these little pastoral hedonists? So quick aside, what is Westron? So if you're not a big old nerd like me and your main exposure to the world of Tolkien has been through the movies, the word Westron might be a little confusing. Westron is the actual language everybody is speaking. I shouldn't say everybody, because some people are speaking Quenya or Sindarin or High Numenorian. Rohani's are speaking Old English because Tolkien said, I'm not making another language. But Westron is like the standard, quote unquote, like, galactic basic of Middle Earth. So in the frame narrative, basically, we're reading the Red Book of Westmarch, which is in Westron, and Tolkien is not an author, he's merely a translator of the Westron. And so if you actually look it up, all the hobbits have like super fucked up names that like don't sound anything or aren't nearly as endearing as the ones that we know and love, because that's their Westron proper name. And Samwise and Peregrine and Meriadoc and Frodo, those are all just the names that Tolkien as translator decided to change them to for us, for our little sensitive English ears. So when we talk about his translation choices, it's basically like, it's brilliant in a way because it gives him a cop-out where he's like, oh, well, I didn't mean this. I was just translating and I need to do more scholarly research.
I have done nothing wrong, ever, in my life.
I know this. And I love you.
I love you too, Daddy. Money, please! My money.
So it's actually kind of brilliant. I don't know if George Martin did the same thing, but
I just all speak English.
It's just the War of the Roses, yeah, it is. And the map is literally just England flopped over. Didn't even try. So just how f***ed up were these little barefoot alcoholics getting? Let's do some quick math.
Quick maths!
So in letter 27 to his American publishers, Tolkien notes that hobbits should be on average somewhere between 3 feet and 3 feet 6 inches in height. But if we want to know their BAC, we'll have to figure out their weight as well. So if we look at the NHS, the average British man is about 175.9 centimeters and weighs about 85.1 kilograms. Average British woman is 162.4 centimeters and 71.8 kilograms. So let's just average those two together to get 169.15 centimeters and 78.45 kilograms. Or, in American, 5.5 feet and 172.9 pounds. So at 3 foot 6 inches, an average hobbit is 63% of an average big folk adult, putting their average weight by that same math at 108.9 pounds. So now if we look at a handy dandy blood alcohol content calculator chart, I just always have on me, we see that 1 unit of alcohol would get a hobbit to roughly 0.05 BAC. That's just over halfway to being legally intoxicated at 0.08. But, how much alcohol is actually in a pint? Well, depending on your views of how historically grounded Middle Earth actually is, we have two possibilities. Real medieval brews were often small beer. That's a term that refers to relatively low ABV brews that served as a safe, nutritious drink, usually about 0.5 to 2.8% alcohol. And it was drunk by pretty much everyone in society, from laborers to nobles to children. Yes, I said children. Think of it more like the energizing Red Bull of its era, providing carbohydrates and calories with minimal intoxication risk. So the boring answer is that if they were drinking the more traditional medieval small beer, they'd be drinking like 3 to 5 beers before it really hits them.
Better than rain or rippling brook. There's a Mongo beer inside this tub.
But Hobbiton had oddly advanced, nearly Edwardian technology amidst the medieval setting of the human, elven, and dwarven kingdoms. See our video in the link below. So a more modern style beer might be more likely. So now, if you're not as uptight about historical accuracy, like Tolkien certainly wasn't, you'll note that an average modern British pub ale is going to be somewhere between 4.5% and 5.5% ABV. So if we take that average at about 5%, we see that that gives us 1.3 units of alcohol, meaning it would take an average hobbit 1.5 pints before becoming legally intoxicated. With the same amount, the average full-size person would be at 0.05 BAC. So to put that in perspective, for every 1.5 pints a hobbit drinks, it's the equivalent of a full-size person drinking a 40 ounce. Ah, shit, I said full-size person. That's like really ableist. Can we say fun-sized and XL? No? So basically, your average hobbit was playing Edward 40 Hands like every single night.
Edward 40 Hands it is!
Goddamn hobbits, you go hard. Thanks so much for watching. This is a new channel, so please, if you can, subscribe if you want to help us keep growing, and let us know in the comments what you want us to cover next in Mid-Earth Song. We'll even cover Leaf and Niggle. I've never read it before, but I'm sure there's wine in it. Hit us up with your requests.